Hello. Do you suffer from a lack of English grammatical knowledge? Do you find it hard to express yourself because you wonder which tense should I speak in? Which tense should I use? Why are there so many tenses in the English language? How do native speakers just speak it like that? Well, learning language is not easy. And I can understand that because right now I'm learning the Chinese language. And I found maybe not tenses are a problem because in Chinese grammar, other things are more challenging, such as the four tones and having to memorize Chinese writing and pronunciation in the pinyin form. However, and I've also taught Bahasa Melayu, Malay language, and the problem in Malay is, of course, when to use suffixes and suffixes and what types of suffixes and prefixes to use. Like memperjuangkan or bermain or permainan and so forth. And they can get quite difficult. And I'm talking about Malay stroke Indonesian there, which I'm also able to teach. But for now, I'd like to promote my English language lessons, which, by the way, there are 2 free lessons at the Buy Me a Coffee website. And I've just uploaded 2 free lessons. That means that you can work through those worksheets. You can mark your work on your own because the answers are provided, as well as you can see how well you've scored for the mini worksheets. If you want to know more, though there's only 1 exercise for the mini worksheets, and there are 4 exercises for the Tier 1 membership worksheets. So if you want to know more and you want to do more, because practice makes perfect. If someone was to come up to you and say, what's the difference between present simple and present continuous? The best thing to do is to practice it, to give them examples. Present simple, I go to school every day. Present continuous, I'm going to school right now. All right, so if you want to know that difference. Well, this week, we have just uploaded a new week lesson, which I promise every week to upload on Buy Me a Coffee. This week, it's the difference between past simple and present perfect simple. Now, past simple is what we call the past tense in a simple form. He went to school. He studied English. When I went to school, I studied commerce. When I was in my Form 4 and Form 5, I studied commerce. I studied geography. I studied basic economics. I did those lessons because I was what was called a commerce student, a commerce 2 student. And therefore, I had to study all the various art and commerce subjects, such as geography, commerce, basic economics, and art education. However, as a non-science student, I also took what was known as core sciences. In fact, my class teacher was my core science teacher, and he taught me chemistry, physics, and biology in 1 course. My fellow science students, such as my good friend Adrian, studied sciences, and for them, they took physics, chemistry, biology, and advanced mathematics as the subjects for their streams. I was so glad to have not taken, mathematics, advanced mathematics, because my basic understanding of mathematics was very poor. So I've only used 1 perfect simple there, and that's in a negative form, have not taken. All right? Because it's still true today. I am glad to have not taken. Okay? In retrospect, I didn't take it. I didn't sit for the advanced mathematics class, so I am glad to have not taken it. Now, if you notice one thing very clear here, experience without a time is given to present perfect simple, whereas anything that's said in the past and done in the past, which I just mentioned, was all in past tense. I took, I had to take, my friend was, I did. All these things are past simple. Whereas present perfect simple includes have not taken. I am glad to have not taken. Okay, so it's have, and the past participle is not took, not have took, but have taken. Some mistakes can include, people usually say, even English people say I have went or I've went. And there are some colloquial dialects in England that use I've went there, I've been there, like as if there's no difference. I have does not go with went. Went is a past tense. It's I have gone. So, okay. Have you been here very long? I've been here since 2 o'clock. I've been here for 5 hours. You notice the difference between since and for. Since, you got to give them a time, and for is the length of the time. Okay, all of that you can get to do in your mini lesson, where you can do one worksheet, whereas the tier lessons, well, they are different. Tier 1, you get the worksheets and the answers and the scoring, and you self-assess. Tier 2, you get the worksheets, you get the answers, you have the scoring, you self-assess, but you also have an audio explanation about the differences, similar to what I've just explained right now. Tier 3, you get all of that, plus you can attend the coming lecture on the 27th of this month, where you will get your invitation in your Tier 3 membership. And lifetime, you get to do all of this, plus free access for the whole of your life, for the rest of your life, free of charge for my English language sessions on the English Cycle program. And let me tell you a bit about the Cycle program. You can choose any cycle at all. Right now, I have already published 10 cycles, conditionals, idioms, present, past, future tenses, environment, environment, emotions, perspectives, environment, emotion, perspectives, and there's a special one on philosophy as well as astrology, and the last and a particular religion, and the last one on horror. And you can do the basic studies, the listening, the reading, the writing, the grammar, and then, of course, apply it to popular culture. All of that is in my English Cycles course, which I'm also building on Udemy. So at the moment, you can also take that and come into that without having to pay so much. You get that through the lifetime offer on the Buy Me a Coffee website. So all this fun stuff you can do, and I've got it all prepared for you there. So please visit Buy Me a Coffee, and if anything, just support me if you like. Okay, even as much as $1 USD is all I'm asking for. All right, thank you for listening, and I'll see you soon.